Hello there. I'm here at what was once the ground of the Vetch field, Swansea's home ground, on the Thursday, a couple of days before the big game, Cardiff against Swansea. Well, Swansea against Cardiff this coming Saturday. 3 points for the Swans will give them a better chance of making the top two. 3 points for the Bluebirds will give us a better chance of making the top six. And of course, there is also the fact that if Swansea win, they'll have done the double over Cardiff for the first time in both of our history. I'm here with my pen pal, Becky Lowe. I was hoping my Swansea supporting poet friend Reese could be here and we could have a little sort of poetry battle, but Reese was tied up with work. So I'm just going to read a couple of poems. Becky's going to fill me, and I'm hoping from this that we can somehow judge what the score might be of the game. Okay, this is the first one. It's a little bit older. It's called Trout Scouts. Because he always knew they existed and watched him walk in, confident in big blue denim coat and sometimes LS cap. Watched the way he took his place amongst the ranks, always made sure he looked the part, always in the bob bank at the back. Because he knew they saw his thrill for the occasion, how he was ready every time to celebrate a goal, his skill at keeping hot coffee steady and a fag. But what he guessed at most was they'd seen him kicking bottle tops and Tesco bags, skim them past posts, loving each game, cheering don't stop, attack. He'd always sensed what these scouts wanted was not some fresh-faced schoolboy who, yes, could score loads, but a passionate 56-year-old to outpace the Jacks. And so, although he feigned complete surprise to receive a letter to say, "Mr. Fisk, you're signed," he knew the team would now be better with Nicky Fisk filling the gap. Okay, that's a bit of a silly one. Leading on from that one, this one is called Inappropriate. And I suppose this one might be once I was playing for Cardiff City. I whiled away time before reaching the touchline. Other players didn't see why when I could have taken a shot, but that was not my intention. I crossed the halfway line, now that would have been a goal, but I looked to left and right, saw my man, pass left, small clap, premature, goal coming I thought, defenders deceived, now's the time to score and I've got my assist, ref's assistance flags down, screaming through the middle's our striker, struck well, how well do you like that, supporters? Do I not like, as the celebration's wild and gets inappropriate?
Alright. Shall we just keep going?
Okay.
Keep going.
Right, this one is a bit of a sad poem because it reflects on the time we missed out on the playoffs. It's called Missed Out, Reflections on the 08-09 season. I applauded the last in the away team's third at the last ever game at Ninian Park. We missed out on the playoffs, have you heard? The manner in which it happened was quite absurd. The extent of the collapse was clearly stark. We ended up 7th when we could have been 3rd. On the last day, it was as many had feared. Cardiff failed to make their mark. Pipped by Preston seemed totally weird. 3 games before, a 6-0 loss was incurred. The players, it would seem, had lost their spark, and suddenly everything was kind of blurred. But still, not to make it seemed absurd. A draw with Charlton before back to Ninian Park and hoped that the players had now been spurred. But when Ipswich knocked in the last and their third, suddenly the world seemed incredibly dark. This was just surreal. How could it have occurred? No longer feel like being a Bluebird, especially with the closing of Ninian Park. If it hadn't been for the away team's third, we'd have made the playoffs. Haven't you heard? Score so far, would you say? 2-0?
Close to call, yeah.
2-0?
I don't know, 2-1 maybe.
2-1?
Yeah, I reckon.
Okay, well, we'll read one last one. And this is called The Bought Badge, which is based on a poem called The Stolen Orange by Brian Patton. When I went out, I bought a badge. I kept it in my pocket. Felt like a lucky poker chip. Every game I went to, if I thought Cardiff might lose, I'd take the badge and touch it. And immediately, our season seemed to turn around. The Bluebirds launched themselves up the table and went on their best cup run for 80 years. When I went out, I bought a badge. It's a safeguard against imagining Cardiff might not be the greatest team in football.
Have you still got the badge? That's the question.
I don't think I do, to be honest.
Oh,
no.
well, you're doomed then.
There's a picture of it, but I don't think I still have that badge. Right.
Great.